Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to be spending some time on the Compliance West Megapulse D5PF. We're going to begin the video by going over a little bit about the system. Then we'll go ahead and take a look at some of the different connections and switches on the front and the back of the system. And then finally, we'll go ahead and spend some time changing different testing criteria using the front panel display. The Megapulse D5-PF provides capabilities for defibrillation immunity testing, including the energy reduction tests in accordance with IEC 60601. The newest version of this test system is the D8PF, which has a few differences. The most important of these differences is the addition of another 100 ohms designed to comply with the latest version of IEC 60601-2-26, figure 201.101. Let's go ahead now and let's take a look at the datasheet and review some options that are available with the D5-PF. Here's page 2 of the datasheet. As you can see, we have some of the testing specifications at the top, and then if we scroll down, we have the options. As you can see, there's a few different options that are available. The model we're looking at for today's video has the SG option, which you'll see on the front of the unit here in a little while. The SG option provides a built-in sine wave generator and is adjusted from the front of the unit. The 100X option at the top is also fairly common and allows for external measurement devices. Keep in mind, these options can sometimes be ordered after the fact, but are most commonly ordered when the initial unit is ordered. Let's go ahead now and let's take a look at the front of the system. Here's the front of the D5PF. Let's go ahead and let's start from the left and let's work our way right. The upper blue section of the unit, we have a series of switches with the directions underneath each. The first is the energy measurement switch. When pressed, the front panel will show the energy measurement of the last pulse. Next to that, we have the pass-fail reference, aux output, and S3. Next to that, we have two inductor switches, one for 500 microhenry and 25 millihenry, and another for 10 ohms and 110 ohms. Finally, all the way on the right, we have the S2 section. As we talked about previously, we have the SG option installed, and you can see we have a series of buttons as well as adjustment knobs that can be used. Now, if you don't have the SG option installed, you won't have these available. Let's go ahead now and let's start on the bottom section of the unit. Starting in the lower left-hand corner, we have our voltage adjustment knob. To the right of that, we have a series of indicators and switches for the trigger, charge, and normal and negative polarity. As we continue right, we have the display, and then next to that, we have our return connection and two series of connections in red boxes. The top box has the 50 ohm, 400 ohm, and aux output, and the bottom box has the measurement point and Y1, Y2 outputs. Let's go ahead now. Let's get the unit turned around and take a look at the back. All right, here's the back of the D5PF. Starting in the lower left corner, we have the energy management and ground ports. As we work our way right, we have the interlock as well as the test minder. And below that, we have the power switch, mains connection, as well as the fuse. For additional information on particular features of the front and back, go ahead and reference page 7 of the user manual, which walks through each in a little more detail. Let's go ahead now, let's get the unit powered up and modify some testing criteria from the front panel. All right, here's the starting display for the D5-PF. Let's go ahead and spend some time modifying some different testing criteria. To adjust the voltage, go ahead and push down on the voltage turnstile and then scroll to the associated voltage level you're looking for. Let's go ahead and leave it at 5,000 volts. Just to the right of that voltage turnstile, we have the polarity button. You can see right now we have normal or positive selected. If you do hit that button, you can switch it from positive to negative. And see, just like that, now reverse is indicated. Let's go ahead and switch that back to positive. All right, just above the polarity, we have the yellow charge button. When that is selected, the unit's going to charge it up to the associated voltage level that we selected earlier. So let's go ahead and let's hit that yellow charge button. All right, so the unit's charging up right now. There we are, so we're at 5,000 volts. And what you will notice now is that that red trigger is indicated, letting us know we are ready to begin testing. Let's go ahead and let's release the pulse by hitting that trigger button. And then just like that, we are done with our test. All right, that should complete the video today on the Megapulse D5-PF. We began the video by talking briefly about the unit, then we moved to the front and the back, and finally we modified some testing criteria using the front panel display. We hope this video has been useful, and please keep us in mind if you ever need to rent the Compliance West Megapulse D5-PF.